Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Malin. If you're new here, welcome. Today I'm going to go through my signature makeup look, which is a really soft glam, really simple makeup look, but it's usually what I go for. And I'm also going to use a lot of the product that I showed you in my last video, which was my yearly favorites from 2020. So if you want to see any of that, then keep watching. So my skin is prepped and ready for some makeup, and I'm going to start with my foundation. I'm going to use the L'Essentiel from Glam. This is a beautiful foundation. This is so pretty. It has a more natural finish and it also is pretty full coverage. And as you can see, I'm still dealing with a lot of scarring, so I like to kind of cover that up. So I'm just going in with a small pump on my forehead and both of my cheeks. And I'm just going to work that in with my beauty sponge. I like to go in with a smaller amount of foundation first so I get an even layer all over my face. And then I can build up the coverage in the areas where I feel like I need it. So for me, that would be the cheek area where I have some more pigmentation that is coming through. So I'm going to add another small pump to each cheek. There we go. This foundation is so pretty, and also the packaging is so chic. This is just perfection. Then I'm going to go in with concealer. Lately I've been using the eraser concealer from Maybelline and I actually really like it. This is my favorite drugstore concealer. So I'm just adding it to my chin, under my eyes, between my eyebrows, and a bit on my forehead, and down the nose and Cupid's bow. Then I'm just going to blend it out. And I'm also blending this across my eyelid as a base for my eyeshadow. Now I'm going to go in with some contour, and this is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Contour one in the shade Fair Medium, which is a perfect shade for me. So I'm placing this under my cheekbone, on my forehead, and under my lower lip. And I also like to place some under my jaw here, just to make it a bit sharper. There we go. And I have a special brush that I like to use for cream contour, and that is the Spectrum C02 brush, which is a kabuki brush type thing with really short and really packed bristles. So this is really nice to work on that contour because you can be really precise while you're blending it out. And I'm trying to blend it upwards and never downwards because that will make the face more droopy, you know. And I try to really blend it up into my hairline so it looks more natural. And now it looks really messy, but I'm going to go over with my beauty blender. There we go. And then before I set everything, I'm going to go in with my concealer again and just go under the contour here on my cheeks, just to clean it up a bit. There we go! So now I'm going to set my skin, and I'm going to use the KVD Vegan Beauty Lock It Setting Powder. This is actually really good. And I always start with my under eyes. I'm just going to tap out any creasing. And I'm going to use a very small brush. This is actually a highlighter brush. And I'm going to just go very carefully under the eyes. Like that, and then I'm going to do the same thing to my eyelids. And also around the nose. And then I'm switching to a bigger brush, only because it's going to take forever to use that small brush on my whole face. And I'm just powdering my face really lightly. So now that my skin is powdered and ready for some powder products, I'm going to go in with a bit more bronzer. I'm going to go in with a bit more bronzer. I'm going to use the Butter Bronzer from Physicians Formula. And I'm going to be very light-handed with this. Just a tiny, tiny bit. For my soft glams and everyday makeup is to take an eyeshadow brush with bronzer and just go through my crease. And I think it's a really nice starting point for most eyeshadow looks, because you can build this to basically anything. So now I'm going to go in with some blush, and this is the Patrick Ta Double Take Cream and Powder Blush. So this is the blush duo that I showed in my last video. And this is in the shade Do We Know Her. I'm going to go in the powder. And I'm going to place it a bit higher on my cheeks, and also going to take it back all the way to my hairline. That will make it look a bit more lifted, and I really love that look for my face. And last step of my face makeup is the highlighter, and I'm going to use the Vive Nova Glow highlighter in Bijou. This is so pretty. I was off my highlighter for a long time, but now I'm getting back into it. And also, since it's winter, I feel like your skin just gets really dull and lifeless. So it's nice to put on some glowy products. And now I'm going to finish off my eyes, and I'm going to use the eyeshadow palette from Kaya. I don't really know the name of this, but it's this one. Really pretty neutrals. So I'm going to go in with the same eyeshadow brush that we used, and I'm going to go to the shade Stockholm, which is a really nice neutral light brown. Taking this through the outer part of my crease, really lightly. And I'm just making sure that it's really blended out and really smooth and not any harsh lines. And then I'm going to go in with a really tiny angled brush. And I'm going to go in the dark brown here. And I'm going to go just really close to my lash line. I'm going to only do that from the outer half. And I feel like that gives it a bit more lifted and open look. And it also makes my eyelashes look really thick. Then I'm just blending out the line so it's not as sharp, and I'm just going to try to really make it soft. So I'm just smearing my finger over it. Yes. And I'm going to add just a tiny flick upwards. It's hardly showing, but it doesn't need to. It just helps to lift the eyes a bit more without being too noticeable. And to just top the eyeshadow off, I'm going to use some shimmers. So I'm going to take the New York shade, this one. I'm going to take that on my ring finger and just press it on my lid. There we go. And then I'm taking the blending brush again and going over everything because I do not want any harsh lines. I just want everything to melt together. And then I'm going to take the shade London on a pencil brush. And I'm going to put this on the inner corners here. Now I'm going to blend these together in the front because I think it was a bit too dark at the front. And I'm also just pushing it on with my pinky finger. Usually I like to use my fingers when I apply shimmers because I feel like I get so much more pigmentation from them that way. And then again, just blending my life away. And I'm just going to take the pencil brush again in the highlighter that I used on my face and popping that on the inner corner here. I'm going to use the Kaya Bibs Boom Boom Lashes as my mascara. I'm just going to curl my lashes to get a bend in them. And I'm focusing the most product on the outer part of my lashes. So now I'm just going to add some tiny lashes to my outer corners, just to give my eyes a bit more lift and my lashes more fullness. Okay, we got the lashes on. Now I just need to do my lips. And the lip liner that I've been using for years now, basically, is the MAC Spice. That is so good. Both the Spice and the Subculture are my favorites. So I'm going to use Spice today. And I'm just overlining my lips slightly, but not very dramatic. So since it's winter and I get really chapped lips, I usually use a lip balm over. But today I feel like I want to be a bit more glam, so I'm going to use the Buxom Full-On Lip Polish. Plumping Lip Polish. And this is in the shade Dylan. So yeah guys, this is the finished look. So this is usually what I go for everyday glam. And it's really easy, really quick. If I wasn't going to explain everything, I probably could have done it in 15-20 minutes. So if you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment down below. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye guys!